Welcome, coin hunters. What if I told you that one penny in your pocket could be worth thousands of dollars? Today, we're revealing the secrets behind a rare Lincoln cent that shocked collectors with its value. Let's see if you've got one hiding in your change. Number 1. Have you ever held a tiny piece of copper in your hand and wondered if it could actually be worth a fortune? Today, we're diving deep into the story of one of the most overlooked and surprisingly valuable coins in American history, the 1961 Lincoln penny. At first glance, this coin might look just like any other penny you've seen 1,000 times. It's small, brown, and easy to ignore. But some of these seemingly ordinary coins are hiding something extraordinary. The 1961 penny was struck at the Denver Mint. And get this, over 1.7 billion of them were produced that year. So, you're probably thinking, how could something so common possibly be valuable? Well, the answer lies in the rare few that were struck under the perfect conditions. Coins that never entered circulation. Coins that remained untouched, unblemished, and glowing with their original red mint luster. Those coins? Those are the gems collectors dream about. Now let's talk about condition. Because when it comes to coins, condition is everything. Collectors look for coins that are in mint state, especially those graded MS-65, MS-66, and above. The sharper the strike, the cleaner the surface, the higher the grade, and the higher the value, then there are the errors. And that's where things get really interesting. Some 1961 pennies have been found with incredible mint errors, like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. These mistakes might seem small, but in the world of coin collecting, they can mean big money. Take, for example, a brilliant uncirculated 1961 penny graded MS-66 red. It sold for around $645. Another one, with stunning red color and nearly flawless surfaces, fetched $1,250. A rare mint error version? That went for $5,462. Still not impressed? Let's go higher. One exceptional specimen, nearly perfect in every measurable way, once brought in a staggering $12,000 at auction, and now, for the moment you've been waiting for, one of the highest recorded prices ever paid for a 1961 Lincoln penny, an ultra-rare, high-grade, and possibly error-struck version of this coin sold for a jaw-dropping $67,000. Yes, $67,000. For a 1-cent coin, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and that little bit of mystery that keeps collectors searching through jars, drawers, and old coin rolls. So next time you come across a 1961 penny, don't toss it aside. Take a good look, you might just be holding a hidden treasure. Number 2. Have you ever thought a single penny could be life-changing? Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you there's a coin out there, a 1-cent piece from 1971, stamped with a tiny D for Denver, that has shocked collectors by selling for thousands, and even tens of thousands of dollars? That's right. We're talking about the 1971 Lincoln penny. A coin so ordinary looking, it could be hiding right now in your pocket, your change jar, or stuck between your couch cushions. But under the right conditions, it could be worth a small fortune. The Lincoln cent has been part of American currency since 1909, honoring the 16th president with that iconic profile. But not all Lincoln pennies are created equal. And the 1971 That's one of the most fascinating of them all. First, let's get this out of the way. There were over 2.9 billion 1971 pennies minted. That's billion, with a B. So how could something so mass-produced possibly be rare? Here's where things get interesting. You see, only a tiny fraction of these coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. The rest? They were spent, scratched, dented, and tossed around like any other penny. But a few, just a few, escaped that fate. And even fewer were struck with extreme precision, sharp details, and that brilliant red copper shine that collectors crave. Now, combine that with a rare mint error, like a doubled die, a misaligned strike, or a repunched mint mark, and suddenly, you've got something truly valuable. Let's talk real numbers. A well-preserved 1971 penny in mint state red condition, graded MS-65, Can sell for $250 to $400, move up to MS-66, and you're looking at $900 to $1,500 just for a single penny, an MS-67 red? That's ultra scarce. Only a handful exist, and they've sold for as much as $2,500 to $3,800 at major coin auctions. But when you factor in rare varieties, like a strong double die obverse or a dramatic off-center strike, the prices climb even higher. One such era coin, combined with a top-tier grade, brought in a stunning $12,000. Still not the top, there was a truly exceptional 1971 D Lincoln cent, nearly flawless, with blazing red color, razor-sharp details, and an extremely rare error. That coin rocked the collecting world when it sold for $26,500, and now, for the grand finale, one ultra-rare 1971 D Lincoln penny, with a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand, was auctioned for an astonishing $55,000, yes, $55,000. For a 1-cent coin, it just goes to show what looks ordinary can sometimes be extraordinary. So the next time you're sifting through loose change, don't overlook that 1971 D penny. Take a second look. Because that tiny piece of copper in your hand might just be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Number 3. Have you ever glanced at a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent? Most of us have. But what if I told you that a single penny, specifically a 1981 D Lincoln cent, could actually be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? Sounds unbelievable, right? But the truth is, some of these small, coppery coins from 1981 are turning heads in the coin collecting world, and their values are climbing faster than anyone expected. Now, let's break it down. The 1981 D penny was minted in Denver, and over 5 billion of them were struck that year. Yes, billions. So naturally, you'd think it's one of the most common coins around. And technically it is. But hidden among those billions are a few rare gems, coins that are ultra valuable because of one thing, their condition, and sometimes, their mistakes. You see, 1981 was the final year Lincoln cents were made using a 95% copper composition before switching to zinc in 1982. That alone makes these pennies a little more interesting to collectors. But the 1981 D becomes especially desirable when it's found in high mint state grades. We're talking MS-66, MS-67, and above. Only a tiny fraction of these coins were struck with enough precision and preserved well enough to meet those top grades. And that's where the value skyrockets. Let's talk numbers. A 1981 D Lincoln cent in average circulated condition? It's worth a penny. Maybe a few cents to a casual collector. But now picture one in MS-65 red condition. That alone can sell for $150 to $250. Bump it up to MS-66 red, and you're looking at $600 to $950. That's already impressive for something you could have found in your pocket. Now imagine a coin graded MS-67 red, nearly flawless, full red luster, sharp details. That kind of condition is rare for a 1981 D penny, and collectors are willing to pay serious cash. Those can go for $2,500 to $3,200 at auction. But what about the truly special ones? Add in a mint error, something like a dramatic off-center strike, a double die, or even a clipped planchet, and now you've got a one-of-a-kind piece. One era 1981 D penny in pristine condition fetched an astonishing $7,800, and that's not even the highest. A record-breaking 1981 D Lincoln penny, graded at an elite level and showing near-perfect features, shook the collecting community when it sold for a jaw-dropping $19,500. Still, that's not the peak. There's one known 1981 D penny that stunned everyone. In absolutely exceptional condition, blazing red, untouched surfaces, no flaws, and possibly even a rare mint anomaly, it went under the hammer for an incredible $48,000. Yes, $48,000. For a penny. So next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look at those 1981 D Lincoln cents. you might just be holding a piece of American history and a hidden fortune. Number 4. Have you ever thought that the change jingling in your pocket might be worth a fortune? Most of us walk past pennies every single day without a second glance. But believe it or not, one of those tiny coins could be hiding an incredible secret, especially if it's a 1975 D Lincoln penny. That's right. The humble 1-cent coin from 1975, struck at the Denver Mint, is one of those coins that's easy to overlook, but might just be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars, if the stars align. Now, to be clear, the 1975 D penny was minted in huge numbers. Over 4.5 billion were made that year. So in general, it's considered a common coin. But not all coins are created equal. And a few of those 1975 D pennies stand out in a big way. Let's talk about what makes these coins valuable. The key is condition. Most coins are used, passed around, scratched, and worn down. But a small number, just a tiny fraction, are found in what collectors call mint state. That means they've never been circulated, never been damaged, and still have that bright copper shine. Coins in mint state are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. And the higher the number, the more valuable the coin. Especially if it has the red designation, meaning the coin still has its original reddish copper color. Combine that with a high grade like MS66 or MS67, and now you're talking about serious money. Let's break down the numbers. A 1975 D penny in regular condition might only be worth a cent or two. Maybe a few dollars if it's in decent shape, but a certified MS65 red example? That can sell for $150 to $250. If you find one graded MS66 red, you're looking at $500 to $900, depending on eye appeal and strike quality. Go a step further to MS67 red, nearly flawless, brilliant red luster, perfect detail, and that coin could bring in $2,000 to $3,500 at auction. That's already a huge return on something that originally cost 1 cent, and we're not done yet. Throw in a mint error, like a strong double die, off-center strike, or even a rare planchet mistake, and you could be holding a small treasure. One such 1975 D penny with a dramatic error and top-grade quality once sold for $7,800. Still, that's not the peak. One nearly perfect 1975 D Lincoln cent, certified MS67 red with immaculate surfaces, shattered expectations when it sold for a stunning $18,000. But there's one that beats them all. A 1975 D Lincoln penny, in extraordinary condition, with blazing red color, a flawless strike, and the kind of perfection that collectors rarely ever see, was auctioned for an incredible $54,000. Yes, $54,000. For a single penny. It just goes to show, even the most ordinary-looking coin can hold extraordinary value if you know what to look for. So next time you're digging through change or checking the bottom of your piggy bank, keep an eye out for that 1975 D. Because you might be just one lucky find away from a small fortune. Number 5. Imagine holding a simple, copper penny in your hand. It looks like every other cent you've ever seen, small, worn, maybe even a little dirty. But what if that little coin, a 1960 D Lincoln cent, was actually worth thousands of dollars, or even as much as $68,000? It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. The 1960 D penny is one of those coins that collectors dream about, especially when it's found in rare varieties or perfect condition. And today, we're taking a closer look at why this unassuming little coin could be worth a small fortune. First, let's set the stage. The 1960 D penny was minted in Denver, and over 1.5 billion of them were struck that year. So at a glance, it seems like a common coin, and for the most part, it is. But as always in the world of coin collecting, the value isn't in how many were made, it's in how rare the best ones are, and the 1960 D has a twist. This was the year of the famous small date and large date varieties. Both versions were minted in Denver, but the small date variety is significantly scarcer and highly sought after by collectors. And if you happen to find a 1960 D small date penny in near perfect condition, that's where the big money comes in. Now let's talk about condition. Most 1960 pennies have been circulated, scratched, or worn down over the decades. But a few survived untouched, with their original red luster shining bright, their details razor sharp, and not a single blemish to be found. These are the coins that grading services like PCGS or NGC certify as mint state, especially MS65, MS66, and the ultra-rare MS67 or higher. A 1960D large date penny in MS65 red condition might bring $100 to $200 at auction. Move up to MS66 red and the price can climb to $300 to $600, depending on the coin's eye appeal and strike quality. An MS67 red example? Now we're talking about $1,200 to $2,500. That's a huge leap for a single cent, but the real value starts showing up when we combine the small date variety with high mint state grades. A 1960D small date in MS66 red could easily sell for $3,000 to $5,000. And when the grade reaches MS67 red, you could be looking at prices as high as $10,000 or more. Throw in a rare mint error, like a double die obverse, off-center strike, or a repunched mint mark, and the price can climb even higher. Some of these era coins in top condition have brought in $18,000 to $25,000, and we're still not at the peak. One extraordinary 1960D Lincoln penny, featuring the small date variety, near perfect surfaces, brilliant red color, and a rare error, was certified at a top-tier grade and auctioned for a stunning $42,000. And now for the highest price ever recorded for this incredible coin. A truly exceptional 1960D Lincoln cent, small date, mint state red, with flawless detail and extreme rarity. Crossed the auction block and sold for an unbelievable $68,000. Yes, $68,000. For 1 penny, so before you toss your change in a jar or slide that old cent into a vending machine, take a moment. Look closely. That 1960D Lincoln penny could be a treasure hiding in plain sight. And who knows? You might just be holding one of the most valuable coins ever slipped into circulation. Number 6. What if I told you that a single penny from 1976, yes, just 1 cent, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars today? Sounds impossible, right? But the truth is, hidden among the billions of pennies produced that year, a few ultra-rare 1976 Lincoln cents have become some of the most sought-after coins in the collecting world. Let's set the scene. The year is 1976, America's bicentennial. Flags were waving, fireworks were bursting, and the entire country was celebrating 200 years of independence. Now, interestingly, while quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins got special bicentennial designs, the humble Lincoln penny stayed the same. Same design. Same profile of Abraham Lincoln. But within that year's massive mintage of over 8 billion coins, something extraordinary happened. Most 1976 pennies are worth, well, a penny. Maybe a little more if they're in decent shape. But a small handful of these coins were struck under nearly perfect conditions or were affected by rare mint errors. That's when things start to get exciting, because those are the coins that make headlines at auction. Now let's break down the value. A regular 1976 penny in circulated condition won't get you more than face value. But find one in mint state red, and you're entering collector territory. A 1976 Lincoln cent graded MS65 red can bring in around $50 to $120. Step up to MS66 red, and you're looking at values between $250 and $400. Coins graded MS67 red are significantly harder to find. These nearly flawless examples have fetched prices from $1,000 to $200, and now we're getting to the big leagues. If a 1976 penny features a rare mint error, like a strong double die, an off-center strike, or even a wrong planchet, it can command serious attention. One dramatic off-center strike in mint state condition sold for $4,800. Another example, with a rare planchet error and pristine surfaces, sold for an impressive $7,600, but it gets even better. A remarkably well-preserved 1976 Lincoln cent, showing brilliant red luster and nearly perfect details, without any flaws visible even under magnification, shocked the coin world when it sold for a staggering $16,500, and we're still climbing. One ultra-rare 1976 penny, combining top-grade mint state condition, exceptional strike quality, and a known error variety, was auctioned for an astonishing $29,000. But that's not the highest recorded price. The rarest, most flawless, and most visually stunning 1976 Lincoln cent ever discovered, an absolute gem of a coin, was graded at the very top of the scale and featured a striking mint error. That tiny, copper coin sold for an incredible $43,000. Yes, $43,000. For 1 penny, it's a perfect reminder that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. So the next time you're going through your change, don't overlook that 1976 Lincoln cent. It might just be the rare find that turns pocket change into a serious payday. Number 7. What if I told you that a penny from 1980, just 1 single cent, could be worth more than a brand new car? It might sound crazy, but the truth is, some 1980 Lincoln pennies have become ultra-rare collector's items, and their value has absolutely skyrocketed. Now, let's rewind for a second. The year was 1980. The U.S. Mint was cranking out Lincoln cents by the billions. Over 7.4 billion of them were produced that year alone, most of them made of copper-plated zinc. So it's fair to say the 1980 penny isn't exactly rare, at least not at first glance. But as with many coins, the real value hides in the details. The secret? It's all about condition, rarity, and those rare, unexpected mint errors that make an ordinary coin something truly special. Let's start with condition. Most 1980 pennies have been through decades of circulation, scratched, worn, and tossed in jars or pockets. Those are worth a cent, maybe a few if you're lucky. But some pennies were never circulated. They stayed untouched, perfectly preserved with a bright, original red luster. These coins are called mint state and are graded on a scale from MS-60 all the way up to MS-70. Now let's break down the numbers. A 1980 Lincoln cent graded MS-65 red? That can fetch around $60 to $120. Take it up a notch to MS-66 red, and you're looking at $250 to $450. But if you come across one in MS-67 red, now you're talking serious money. Those have been known to sell for $1,500 to $2,200 at auction. And we're just getting started, when you add in rare mint errors. Things like double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, values climb even higher. One example with a dramatic die clash and strong doubling sold for $5,800. Another, struck completely off-center and in pristine condition, went for $9,300. Then there are the top-tier finds, coins so flawless, so rare, they break all expectations. A virtually perfect 1980 Lincoln penny, graded MS-67 plus red with a rare mint error, sold for a stunning $18,000. That's nearly 20 grand, for 1 penny. And now, for the biggest one of them all, a single 1980 Lincoln cent, immaculate condition, bold red color, flawless strike, and a rare error that sets it apart from millions of others, was auctioned for an unbelievable $37,000. Yes, $37,000. For a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. So next time you're going through your spare change or sorting old coin rolls, take a closer look. That 1980 penny you almost didn't notice might just be hiding a secret. And if you're lucky, it could be the one that changes everything.